Hey YouTube, I'm the Canadian Express. So, this week marks the week that Judgment of the Light will be released, one of the least anticipated sets since Cyberdark Impact. Lots of bad cards in it. You know, a lot of people weren't too excited about it. Some good things, but a lot of, dirt in the gems. However, there are some gems, and I'd like to talk about them. Today is the top 6 cards in Judgment of the Light. Now we're going to start off with number 6 here. A little casual card that might see competitive play eventually is Archfiend Eris. Now Archfiend Eris, it got a lot of good things going for it. It's a tour guide target because it's a level 3 fiend. It's also an effect that triggers when it goes to the graveyard from anywhere, a lot like Heraldic Beast, Leo, and Dandelion. So the immediate thought that goes to my head is Dark World players running Archfiend Eris, discarding it for the effect of Gates of Dark World, and then searching out a Trance Archfiend for free from the deck. That's a play that's been going on. I think it's really good, adds a little bit of consistency. It's also a rare card, not too hard to get, it's just a rare, so it should be easy to find. So I think it's definitely going to be a card that could impact the competitive side of the game in the future. And if Archfiends ever do get competitive, Archfiend Eris will be a staple in the deck. One of the most important cards for that archetype to come out. Moving on to number 5, we have Bujingi Crane. Now, Bujingi Crane, I picked to represent the entire Bujin archetype. I think it's a great, fun idea that will get competitive eventually. It's definitely not bad. You take it to locals and wreck, there's no doubt about that. But I think Bujingi Crane is the most important card in that deck. Now, anyone who played during Life's Warrens when they were the king with triple Charge of Light Brigade, triple Honest, you would know that attacking your opponent's monster at any point in the game was a bad idea because they could have 1, 2, maybe even all 3 Honests, and if they used all 3 Honests on you, there's no way to recover. So Bujingi Crane gives the deck a total of 4 Honests, because it can run the regular Honest, they're all light, and then 3 Bujingi Cranes, and on top of that, Bujin Yamato can search them out. So I think that card is the one card that makes the deck, just get competitive. That card is important to the deck. Most players, they will add Bujingi Crane to their hand during the end phase and discard anything. They might even discard a Dark Hole or Heavy Storm just to get that Bujingi Crane, because that almost guarantees that your opponent's not going to get over your Bujin Yamato, and next turn you can use this effect all over again during the end phase. It's a great cycle. Obviously, the only problem with Bujingi Crane is the fact that you can only run 3. If you could run any more, it would just get even more and more broken. And it's got decent attack. I believe it's 1600 attack. So, worst case scenario, he is a beater. You can use him for things other than just making your guy bigger, but because you can use him to make your Bujin Yamato bigger, or Bujin Te Suzawano, he belongs in my number 5 spot, one of the... number 4, Angel of Zera. Now, Angel of Zera, love it. One of my favorite... I've made 2 decks already in my head for her. One for a DD deck that uses DD Survivors and Rose Warrior Revenge to make an Angel of Zera as soon as possible with macro up, and one that just is Agent deck, but can focus around bringing out the Angel of Zera, then when it goes to graveyard, banishing it for Master Hyperion's effect to destroy a card and then bring it back. Awesome card, 2800 attack. The fact that you can use it with skill drain too, because it's 100 boost for every banished monster your opponent has, isn't really that important. It's nice against Dragon World, it's going to be a big monster, but Angel of Zera just brings so much to the table. A new synchro, generic, light, fairy, great original effect we've never seen before. It's like a new Stardust. Instead of coming back by protecting yourself, it just comes back whenever it's banished from anywhere. Great versatility. I'm really excited to start playing this card. Number 4, we have Coach Soldier Wolfpark. Now, people are probably wondering why that's not my number 1, number 2 spot, so I will explain. It's amazing. Gives the 4-Axis Fire Fist deck exactly what it needed. It gives it its 1-card Xyz, it gives it its Debris Dragon, a target for Tenki that it desperately needed. It's going to make Fire Fists definitely more competitive, especially if the ban list doesn't hit them too hard. I think it's great. I think it belongs exactly where it is. There's just a couple cards that are better than it, but Coach Soldier Wolfbark is definitely, on the competitive scene, one of the best cards in this set. Going on to number 2, a little bit more casual, but he makes decks. Number 2 is Masked Chameleon, as you can see here. Now, people, I'm sure, are wondering why I picked Masked Chameleon over Coach Soldier Wolfbark for number 2, but let me explain. Box of Friends was just released. Box of Friends deck is a fun deck, because there's nothing funnier than a passive Rescue Rabbit that brings out 2 monsters with different names, and all of a sudden you got Blazing Apache and Gemini Torrent. Now, what's even better than that?
exceeding into King of the Fairlamps, detaching a material to search a Mass Chameleon, and summoning the Mass Chameleon, bringing back any of your whatever you detached to make a level 8 synchro or a rank 4 exceed. All from one card. All from one box of friends. And if you make a Princess Cologne, the box of friends comes right back. Mass Chameleon's amazing. It's just, it brings a lot to that deck. There's also a deck I saw on YouTube earlier called Chaos Zero, and the idea was to run triple Photon Thrasher and cards like that, and Mass Chameleon will bring back the Photon Thrashers after they've been properly summoned. And it's just really a great idea for a card. One of the best level 4 tuners I've ever seen. It's also Earth. And it's got no restrictions on what it can synchro with, like Debris Dragon. So you can make the Naturia Beast and Naturia Barkion if you have the right levels. You know, it's exciting. I can't wait to make Box of Friends with Mass Chameleons, and that's why it's number 2. And number 1 of the cards in Judgment of the Light is, and I'm sure you've already guessed it because it hasn't been on the list yet, but it is Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster. Now this card does so much more for 3-axis Fire Fist than Coach Soldier Wolfbark does for 4-axis Fire Fist. I played 3-axis Fire Fist a couple of weeks ago at my locals, about a month ago, and I wound up running 3 of the Raven, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Raven, the one that gives the boost to all the Fire Fist monsters, because of the fact that there was no Rooster. And it did okay, it didn't do bad, it made all your guys really big, especially if you got off a few of them. But the fact that Rooster makes it better, like, for those of you who don't know 3-axis Fire Fist, the idea is it runs level 3 Fire Fist monsters, and it will use Fire Fist Spirit to bring out your Fire Fist Leopard from the graveyard, Synchro for Fire Fist, or Horse Prince Fire Fist, and Horse Prince's effect will special summon the level 3 Brotherhood from your deck. Now, the choices were Leopard, who has 0 attacks, so there's no point, Spirit, who only gets this effect when it's normal summon, so there's no point, Raven and Hawk. Hawk is bad, Raven gives a boost to all your guys, so it's not, or Raven prevents all your guys, all your spells and traps from being destroyed, which isn't bad. And then Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster, which hadn't been released. Now, when Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster is special summoned by Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monster's effects, you can automatically rotate your deck for any Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monster. That's amazing. It's a tanky. It's a 4th, 5th, and 6th tanky. On top of that, you can destroy or tribute your own Fire Fist spells and traps, turn them into new Fire Formation spells and traps. So all of a sudden you use your Tenki, okay, we'll get rid of it and set a Fire Formation Tensu, or Tensin, one of the good traps. There's a couple decent traps in the deck. It just adds so much to the table. It's 1500 attack, it's a rekindling target, which is awesome. It's going to blast it up completely. Where Coach Soldier Wolfbark is going to be a nice addition, Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster is going to make the 3-axis Fire Fist deck. It's going to be a competitive threat. It's going to be something that we need as competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players to look out for. That's why it's number 1 in Judgment of the Light. I think that, obviously, some people are going to be upset with my list. Like, where's the Transmodify? You know, you didn't even talk about Trap Tricks. They're fun. But just feel free to comment. Tell me, what is your favorite card from Judgment of the Light? Leave a comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and this channel. Otherwise, the Canadian Express is signing out. Bye, YouTube.